Today, a friend of mine actually asked about his BTO unit. So he was asking when should he sell his unit, whether it is at MOP or he can wait a little bit longer. Now, I think most agents would actually agree when they say that the best time to sort of profit is to sell at MOP itself. Now, we'll get to that later, but I think to be honest, the first question I would actually ask homeowners is there a need to actually sell? And when I mean is there a need to actually sell is things like, do they see themselves upgrading, so for example, to a bigger size home, whether they need to upgrade to a bigger size home, whether they need to move to a different location, maybe somewhere closer to schools, maybe somewhere closer to the train station, or even, for example, whether they want to see themselves upgrading their lifestyle. So from their public housing, a BTO, whether they see themselves moving to a condo or a landed property, or whether they want to cash in, whether they want to make some profit. Now, there are some people that would answer no to all of them, where they are content with the current home where they have. Maybe it's a 5-room BTO, they're happy with the size, location is maybe close to the kids' future school, for example. They don't want to be paying MCST fees, they don't see themselves using condo facilities, and they're just happy with a subsidized home loan. So when I mean subsidized, that means a subsidized housing, the loan basically. So some may not even need to sell their BTOs. So firstly, I would actually ask them is, do you need to sell? Do you see a need to sell? If you don't see a need to sell, don't sell it. For those that potentially may see themselves upgrading to a bigger size because they may want to have more kids in the future, or the kids are going to grow up, or they see themselves moving to a school of their choice, closer to the school of their choice, or they see themselves upgrading to a condo and all that. If you actually see yourself for one of those, or if not all of those reasons, when is it the best time to sell? Well, the best time actually to sell, which I think most agents will agree, is at MOP, at 5 years. Why do we say that? Because Singapore's market has this unique group of buyers that would pay a premium and a little bit more, to be honest, for a newly MOP unit. So those that have turned 5 years, these buyers are happy to pay a little bit more than that. Now, if, for example, someone decides and they say, oh, maybe I may wait another 3 more years when my kid is, maybe example, the kid is 3 years old now, and then they want to wait for the kid to turn 6 before they move to a location closer to the primary school, for example. If they wait for another 3 years, so an 8-year-old unit, right? What's going to happen is this: that demand or that pool of buyers that will pay more for 5-year-old MOP units, they may not be there to buy your place because your place is 8 years old. They may actually go to another newly MOP BTO project. So imagine if yours is an 8-year-old unit now, and say across the road there's a newly MOP group of blocks, right? There has been 5 years. Chances are these people are going to go to that site or even anywhere within your estate. So I would say it's a little bit unrealistic to expect your selling price to be the same if your units, let's say if you waited another 3 more years, right? Your selling price is to be expected to be the same as a unit that has just recently MOP. So the recently MOP can ask higher. Naturally, it's hard for you to match a newly MOP, unless of course if your unit itself is very unique, like for example if it's really high floor or unblocked view facing landed enclave, so on and so forth. So not saying that you can't get a good price if you sell later on, but I would say that based on market trends and all that, and keeping a lot of things constant, selling at MOP would probably be your best chance of making the biggest profit margin. And then from there, with that profit, you can use that for your next purchase or just keep money in the bank and all that. Yeah. So so when is the best time to sell your unit, a BTO unit? The best time is at MOP, to to be honest. Best time is at MOP. Having said that, you have to ask yourself, do you need to sell it, and what's your plans after? So think about all this before you actually dive into selling it. Speak to family members, speak to a real estate agent, to be honest. At least they can provide you the different options. What if you do this, what if you do that, and then you can make an informed decision for yourself. Good luck, guys. Take care, everyone.